Good morning, viewers. Welcome, everyone. Those of you who don't know me, again, I'll introduce myself. My name is Jem, and this channel talks about life. I tend to talk about, struggles that we go through, life lessons, and share my experience, and even some conspiracies, random stuff. And I also talk about paranormal. I do paranormal and supernatural videos, so that includes death, because life and death are the same, they're intertwined. From the moment we're born, we are dying. Sad that may be, but it's a true fact. And we've got a lot longer after we die than what we do for the short period of time being alive. Now, today I haven't specifically written a speech, so I'm probably going to forget a few things as well. Now, you could think of this topic as spiritual, you could think of this topic as religious, you could think of this topic as paranormal, supernatural. Before I continue, for those of you who don't know, I said I'm a psychic medium, but I've also got numerous postgrad qualifications and in different things, from humanities to religion to arts. So the arty stuff, and sociology, education. I've dabbled in law, and I've dabbled in Western medicine, so the alternative stuff. So I know a bit about chemistry. And I wanted to share with you a bit about my experience, about what I've come to accept God as. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. I also want to let you know that I commenced automatic writing, channeling, around 2004, maybe a little bit earlier. My first attempts, were in the 1990s, and I just channeled all this bad, negative stuff. So obviously, channeling is like a Ouija board. It's like the Spirit Talker app that sometimes I use when I do some of my videos. And I wanted to talk to you. I've been watching a few, some of you may recognize this. If you don't, he's on YouTube, Dr. Hugo Ross, very famous man. He's into astronomy, and he was discussing, today I'm just trying to settle in and get a bit more comfortable, about what he believes aliens and things are. Now, in my life, I have been abducted by aliens. I've seen UFOs. I've had spiritual dreams, and I have seen ghosts, and I've even showed you how heavily this place is haunted. Now, I've come to the acceptance the other day that what I want in my life is God. Now, when I say God, for some of you, you think, you're getting all Christian on me, or you're getting all Baha'i on me. No, I'm not. I do accept that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, just as I accept we are children of God. Where I am coming from, I need to backtrack a bit. This place I have been showing you has been heavily haunted. The other day on the full moon, I wanted spirits from a higher vibration to come into my life. I didn't want ones vibrating at a lower density. So we're talking about evil spirits coming in. I wanted that all gone. And then I said, no, I'm going to go to the divine source of love. For me, God is divine source of love. So every day, and I'll tell you how I got there in a minute. I'll tell you, as I said, this is not scripted. So how it comes out, it's going to come out. How I got to God was I thought every day I need to forgive. If I want to be forgiven, I have to forgive. If I want to love, I have to love. And so you can't know love unless you love another, and you can't love another unless you love yourself. And every day, every morning since last week, I've asked to be teachable. Now, before all these things was happening the last week, I had Spirit Talker. I had the EMF, and the EMF at my place night and day would just totally light up. And I suspected it was my husband, because when I first opened the Spirit Talker app and pointed to the urn, it went, it's Robert's. It's named me, the Spirit Talker app. It's named my daughter. It's named my neighbour. It's named a name I thought I was or should have been in my last reincarnation. I'm sorry, you have to understand I get neuropathy, so I'm in chronic fatigue. Anyway, a week ago, I asked God, I said, I'm going straight to the divine source of love. And I'm going straight to the divine source of love to help heal me, to help teach me, to help forgive me. But not only that, to help heal my dog for her allergies, her anxiety, to help this whole block. Since then, the lady upstairs, perhaps one time out of the whole week, has annoyed me, so she's given me tolerance. I've asked this change for the whole world, that the whole world might vibrate and get to know. And for me, God isn't a he or a she, and it seems to diminish what God is. God is all that is, but he loves us. Now this gets me back to something else. A couple of years ago, for 17 years, I was a drug addict, and I used IV. Now, 2 years ago, going on a little bit more now, I still had drugs and the paraphernalia in my house. And one day I said, no, I've had enough. I've had enough of the toxic thoughts that drugs give you. So I got the drugs, rinsed it down the sink, and I threw away paraphernalia. Did I do that? No, that was God working through me. Anyway, back to me saying that I found out that this place was heavily haunted. Then as I turned the EMF on me, it was me who was heavily haunted. With my wanting to know about the afterlife, I invited all sorts of spirits to come through the Spirit Talker app and attach themselves to me. And I did this not only at my place, at my daughter's place too. And we don't know. I know this, that really people who have died are not supposed to come back to tell us what a beautiful paradise it is. So we are being tricked, my friends. Now I'm sorry, I am so fidgety because they don't want me to tell you this. And I have told you another video where I've said there is real evil, and there is. And I was watching something about aliens, and aliens are apparently keeping up with our technology. once upon a time, years and years, we're talking about, 50, 60 years ago, they would tell abductees they were from Venus, and then it was Mars, and then as we found out that that's impossible, they're now from distant light, stars, star galaxies. And once upon a time in the 1800s, they would be described as like appearing as something that 1800 person could understand. And because in our day, in our civilization, we have advanced and we know what technology is capable of, suddenly these UFOs can do impossible things that are against physics. So to do things that are against physics shows that UFOs and aliens are non-physical entities, just like hauntings. Now, I've cleared hauntings before, and just like I watch I'm subscribed to channels on YouTube that go and do paranormal, and they think that they're talking to ghosts too. But we don't know. As I said, I have, and it could have come from the Bible, but it's also come from my Baha'i faith, that we are not allowed to talk to the dead about paradise, because what we'd all be doing? We wouldn't be going through life at the moment. We'd be all, popping ourselves off, wanting to join our loved ones in paradise. So that there are entities who know us. They know us. They've kept up with our civilization. They know us. So they know what my husband did. They know how much I loved my dog Jimmy, and it's all impersonation. And I have had to come to accept that to do that is cruel. And God and the higher dimension angels would not do that to us. They're not cruel. They love us. They want to heal us. As soon as I accepted all this about a week ago, the EMF, compared to what it was, has died off. Now remember, I'm still opening portals, but my husband, who I thought was my husband, never was my husband, never was here. And so I've asked God to look after him. Now God can be, if you find it hard to accept Jesus into your life, I understand. But I want you to know this, that we were created as physical beings, so we're not allowed to do non-physical stuff, and we were created with free will, and we were created that we can do bad or good, but none of us are like God, that we are good all the time. And in those times we easily get tempted by things that want to take us away from God. So if you have a hard time, just look at your nature, look at what you do, and then remember you have a soul. And then next question, why are bad things happening to me? And maybe it's because you're sending out those vibrations. And as I said, as soon as a week ago, I asked God to help me. The spirit activity here has died off. My dog is getting better. I can actually sleep through the night with less pain. I have got to accept, I'm at the point now of accepting, I've got a few occult symbols around, and it's very hard for me because they don't mean occult. I'm just attracted to how they look. But it's getting very hard for me thinking that this may be still attracting lower density entities into my life. And all I'm doing is I'm making this channel for you, for the love that I have for humans. I really want all of us to be in a good place. So just you can't go wrong by asking God into your life. You can't go wrong by asking God into your life to help you, to teach you, to forgive you. You can't go wrong. That is all I ask. Okay, friends, thank you for watching. I could say more, but I'm too uncomfortable at the moment, and I needed to get this off my chest. And apparently, I want you to also know that science, please watch Dr. Hugo Ross, because science is more and more proving that we do have a divine creator. And for me, the divine creator, if he can get me out of drug addiction and forgive me and make me a better person, he can do it for you. And apparently, as soon as this happens, you accept God. Just start little. Just accept that there is a God. And as soon as you start to accept that, the negativity will start to slowly go. And apparently, they have done tests. This Dr. Hugo Ross was under Professor Carl Sagan, who didn't believe in UFOs at all. But Dr. Hugo Ross has done tests, and he has found that people who've been abducted have been involved in the occult. Now, at the time of my abduction and seeing UFOs, I was automatic writing, and I believed in my automatic writing because I believed in the fruits. It was telling me to love each other, but it was denying that Jesus was Christ. And that's a whole different topic. I'm going to love you and leave you. But for me, to be a Baha'i, I have to accept that Jesus Christ was Lord, and that it only had one manifestation to save us from sin. So in my faith, the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah and the Bab came because civilization was going off in the wrong direction again. So two prophets came to bring us back to God. And at the very basic, it can't hurt you to invite God into your life. It can't hurt you. It can't do any harm. At best, you are saved, and when you die, you go to paradise. That you are not stuck in some created hell because of remorse and regret that you didn't ask God for help. I'm not saying that I haven't stopped sinning, because I have. I'm still doing the wrong thing, and I still have to ask God to forgive me. But right here and now, let's together ask God again into our lives. I do it daily. And I want to say thank you, God, for this spirit. Guide whoever watches, that they may come to the realization that you are real, that you are the divine creator, that you love us unconditionally and are ready to help and forgive us. And he does, I said he because I don't know what pronoun to use. Thou, God, I just use God as a pronoun. God does send, spiritual teachers, but they are not these ones who are deceiving us as our loved ones. They are not aliens, okay? Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I'm not telling you what to do, but please, can you just consider it for me? No harm can come from it. Okay, thanks for listening. As always, every life matters, especially to God. So cherish every moment. And just before I forget, God created every entity, and there are entities who can break the physical barrier. And so that's why when you take a picture of a UFO or an alien or Bigfoot or whatever, that these are other manifestations, but they are evil, okay? I don't care if you don't believe me, you'll come to that point in your life. But I have been deceived, and as soon as I accepted God, my EMF hardly goes off. So I'll do another session for you later tonight, and I'll show you. And if you compare watching my EMF sessions over the last couple of months, you'll know I'm telling you the truth. What have I got to do by going on YouTube and telling you God exists? I face being laughed at, but God does exist, and He works miracles, and He wants to work a miracle in your life. And if you can't go the Christian route, that's fine. Just admit that you do wrong and that you want God to guide you and to bless you. And I want God to bless the whole world, forgive the whole world for what we are doing wrong. Let us all try to be kind to each other. So cherish every moment. This video is now done. I love you very, very much. I promise I will not go on about this again. This is your one and only moment to choose God. Oh no, I'm sorry. You will have other moments, but if I have spoken to you, a former drug addict who I didn't save myself, God did. An alien didn't save me. A ghost didn't save me. God did. And if He can do that for me, He can work wonders in every aspect of everybody's life, because God loves us all equally. God bless. Love you. So please, if I have woken up a tiny spark, you can't do no harm by saying, God, I want Jem's God in my life. Okay? Love you. Bye.